We're back with more Batman, conveniently on his 75th anniversary.
I just died in your arms tonight.
It's symbolic.
Must have been something you said.
Yeah, the moment I saw this painting, this is the cutscene that begins if you have the Catwoman DLC installed.
Yeah.
Besides that, otherwise it begins where Batman's incarcerated by Hugo Strange. But the moment I saw the painting and in the bottom of the description says a duality of man, I was like, this is gonna fucking mean something.
Yeah.
Oh, is that what the title says? I can't really read it in this particular video.
It's like Cain and Abel.
Yeah, I get you.
Sorry to disappoint you, boys.
Fan service.
Well, Catwoman is a fan servicey character.
Yeah, like I said, where you been for the last 70 years?
Funnily enough, this costume is a little less fan servicey than the one in the animated series, which was skin tight all over.
Yeah. This is actually pretty tame for a Catwoman.
Well, she's actually like showing boobs and stuff, which doesn't actually happen as often as I think.
Well, you know what? Surprisingly enough, I kind of find the cleavage window distracting in a bad sense.
It's time to get what I came for.
Because
so what, it's not Power Girl?
No,
well, Power Girl just doesn't make any sense. It's just like, oh, I'm gonna have this costume except leave a hole so I can show off my boobs for some reason.
No, because Ted, she's waiting for the moment she can finally get an emblem to imprint it on the cleavage window.
Well, she couldn't just wait. She couldn't just.
And then when she finally gets that emblem, it's going to be a picture of a cleavage.
I don't find it too distracting.
Wake up, Mr. Wayne.
Through all the incarnations of Catwoman I've seen, you know, it's either she goes completely skin tight where everything's covered up, or... Well, actually, no. I think this is the only time I ever remember a Catwoman suit that has a cleavage window. Unless I'm mistaken.
Well, just a cleavage window, not counting that one movie that's better off not mentioned.
Yeah.
Alright, talking about... Oh, never mind, okay.
Yes, that Catwoman movie. That was terrible.
Oh, Halle Berry! Oh.
Damn it, Ted.
I just love how incredibly buff Bruce Wayne is. It's like, nobody can tell that this guy is Batman. He looks like a freaking bodybuilder. And then later in this part, Jack Ryder says, I'm not going to trust someone who's never been in a fight before. Does that look like a guy who's never been in a fight before? Looks like a freaking heavyweight wrestler in a business suit.
All part of Batman's plan.
Behind these walls, gang leaders are fighting.
Well, considering the time in which the comics were coming out, I would just assume Batman Incorporated at this point, but they never established that in this universe, so...
Now, without answering this question with, it's Gotham, how in the hell does this city come to fruition in the first place?
Well, I've noticed that they're just sort of...
That's question. Are we assuming Lex Luthor is president?
Let's say Lex Luthor is no longer president in this world.
Didn't they have a prequel story on the Vita or PSP called Blackgate? Batman Arkham City.
That's Arkham Origins.
I think there was a comic.
Yes, there is a comic which I own, which doesn't really do a much better job explaining, you know, because alright, after the events of this game, Quincy Sharp, who was the former warden of Arkham Asylum, ran a mayoral campaign and he won, but it turns out, you know, he has powerful friends because of Hugo
So this is
Strange.
nothing new for politicians.
Yeah, in a sense. And they were able to get the green light for Arkham City, which is you convert a massive section of Gotham City into
a crummy district of the city, at least. But
well, at
guess.
some point, I'm assuming that a whole chunk of the city was just evicted and made homeless because of this. Either that, or they're still in here, which would be.
I mean, I know it's
really
a comic book world, but how the hell do you get an approval for this?
Lex Luthor became president.
Drugs, hardcore drugs.
But
Massive.
Lex Luthor is manipulative. He's such a smug bastard that he can get away with it with a smile and some cheesecake.
The cheesecake is laced with something.
There also happens to be 40 of them.
I do like this section of the game though, just playing as Bruce Wayne for a bit before you get the Batman suit.
Well, it's a nice cold opening compared to the previous game where you were Batman following Joker.
Yeah. It's also
Yeah,
a nice reversal.
it's more entertaining.
In the last one, it's you're Batman escorting Joker into prison. Now you're Batman being escorted into prison.
Bruce Wayne.
Hi, Deadshot. We won't be seeing you in this game because you appear in Arkham Origins.
And that's our justification for not doing that side quest. Just to get this out of the way, you're not bothering with Riddler.
No.
Anybody else here? Because I personally don't care. You know, I was Arkham City out with our current playthrough at SGB. So-
Basically, my idea going in was I'm skipping stuff we had already seen, such as Bane, and we're gonna see Bane in Origins anyway.
Yeah.
And I skipped like guys like Deadshot because we're gonna see him do more stuff in Origins.
Yeah.
Because here he just kind of he shoots.
Oh no, but there's gonna be so many hardcore Deadshot fans that'll be disappointed, Ryan.
There are people who like the Suicide Squad.
Stop
But,
undermining my sarcasm.
Let's see, I wind up skipping Azrael only because this was before the 4th game was announced. So I wasn't sure how valid he was going to be, and it's basically just going to certain locations on the map and
But
not doing
Azrael is part of the Order of Saint Dumbass.
Well, it's not fun to watch, so. It's going to 4 locations on the map and scanning something.
Yeah, there are some things that you just don't feel like doing when you're doing post-commentary.
Yeah.
On your feet, Ryder.
So I do skip a lot of the optional stuff only because it involves just go to a location, scan something, move to the next
So
location.
fear not, folks. This playthrough, without a doubt in my mind, is going to be more streamlined than the SGB playthrough, which
Yes.
got a little longer than it should have. Not that I didn't enjoy it. It's just that, damn that Riddler side quest. Damn that Riddler side quest.
Okay, remind me, what's the Penguin's beef with Wayne?
They're
He's
basically
another
rivals.
rich person.
Yeah, another
Fuck
rich
you,
person.
rich people. I'm the only rich person.
Oh, what's
So
up?
should be.
Do you need me
According to Penguin, the Waynes did something to
you
mess up the
Cobblepot.
Cobblepot's family line. But you know, the Cobblepots are all scumbags
Your
anyway.
family destroyed my Wayne. This, well, let's just call
And
this
Penguin's voiced by
good
Nolan North in this game.
old-fashioned revenge.
Hey, Nolan! People say we sound alike. Isn't that weird?
Bitch, I'm Bruce Wayne.
I'm bad to the bone, Bruce Wayne.
I like Bruce's fighting style while he's got the cuffs on. He's just flailing his arms about. I'll harm you!
A little bit worse.
Polar and Tales of Symphonia.
Man, I know Bruce Wayne's Batman, but these looks fucking suck.
Yeah.
Can't even beat up a chained Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, that's...
Hey, they don't have counter spider sense.
I love this part here. You can literally just run up to Oswald and smack him.
I can't contact downtown. Get higher.
And that's how his part in the game ends.
No, not quite, but that'd be
Oh,
funny if it
He
was.
comes back later.
Wow, what a jip.
Hey,
Batman,
Batman,
this is why
can
you
you
should
help me beat
seriously
up this
just
guy
kill
called
the
Bruce
villains.
Wayne? He's a real dickbag. He, like, punched me and everything.
Well, considering he funds everything I
Got my
do.
location.
Only just, sir. There's more into
Oh, hi, Ace Chemicals.
I need an immediate drop on the roof.
Are
of
they,
the
like,
Ace Chemicals
important or
building.
something?
I'm on my way there now.
That's where Joker came to be.
Oh.
Alright. I assume that there are just a bunch of landmarks that are important to this series that show up in here.
Not exactly.
That said, you weren't
Although I
with
did
us
get
for
some
Arkham
one-on-one
Asylum.
time with
Yeah.
Strange.
Which, by the way, was like, I think like 2 or 3 years ago at this point.
Yeah.
He knows that Bruce
And
Wayne-
I know you're not a DC guy, but
He also told me that
how
something
familiar are you
called
with the
Ted
Arkham
will make
games
him
at all?
Uh,
In terms of, just
I
in
haven't
terms of
played
video
them.
games.
I have very little interest in them because I do not particularly care for Batman. So...
Gotcha.
yeah.
Fair enough.
They look like
Did it arrive, sir?
good enough, I guess. It's just... I have a hard time giving a shit. I guess is the best way to put it.
So what you're saying is if we modded it so he was wearing a Captain America uniform, you'd suddenly care.
Not really, because everything would still be grimy and gray, and there'd be no shield throwy stuff.
I wouldn't say more Captain America, more like Marvel's equivalent to Batman without being Iron Man.
Spider-Man?
No,
Not Spider-Man?
Doctor Doom, because Doctor Doom also has a cape.
Yeah.
Dr. Doom would also be able to fry people with lightning, which makes any game instantly better.
Well, we got a remote electrical gun in this game.
Oh, so
does
you
Batman-
so
Back into their communication.
Does Batman
So what
just
you
keep
want is
random
Infamous.
suits flying around everywhere? Just
No,
in
he
case?
got that dropped off from the Batwing.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
he asked Alfred for a drop off.
Oh.
Yeah, he
Hold on,
wasn't
guys,
exactly expecting them to just boldly arrest him while he was doing a totally legal thing.
I thought Batman expected everything, guys. Jeez.
He's been in Arkham City before,
Yeah.
according to the prequel comic, anyway.
Yeah. Mostly just skulking around, but
Yeah, which pretty much equivalates to, yep, definitely a prison.
definitely bad people in here.
Gotta shut it down. Gotta shut it down.
No, it does not. Mr. Dent's predilection for all things binary may not bode well for Miss Kyle.
If there's one person in
How
Arkham
much
City
is
who
the
knows
Catwoman
what's really
DLC?
going on, it's her.
I don't
If you-
know. I got this game new right when it came out, so I got it for free.
I need to
So
find Catwoman.
Ah,
now.
right, it was the pre-order bonus.
no, as if you bought the game new.
it was
The
if you
pre-order
bought the
bonus
game
was
new.
Robin.
Yeah.
Oh, right. It just bugs me that there's a chunk of the main story that's not in the main game. Like when you get it, the moment you get it, it gets added to the main game. And I'm
Are
just
you
like,
referring to the Robin or Catwoman stuff?
well, both, I guess.
Because the Catwoman stuff really doesn't mean a damn thing in the
No.
long run. You know, you play as 4 real short chapters as Catwoman, just
that's
to
about
see-
it.
Just so you can see what she was doing.
And how did Batman get out of this one? And so on. So we start out with a lot of stuff for once. Unlike
Yeah,
the previous
you're
game
given a
where,
lot of freedom very early in the game.
Yeah.
unlike the previous game where, I'm escorting my most dangerous enemy to Arkham Asylum. I should bring only my grappling hook and a few batarangs.
Well, that's, I guess, so this game basically lets you keep most of your upgrades from the first one.
Aside from the zip line, pretty much, yeah.
Okay, I like it when games do that because, you know, why doesn't Samus have all that shit still? It's just sort of gone.
Elevator shock.
Because it might be dangerous to everyone around her. Gotta turn that Varia suit off, man.
Infamous 2 did something similar. Some of the
It
powers
might be
got a
dangerous for
little,
all these criminals to keep using the shotgun.
yeah. Like some of the powers in Infamous 2 got a little dumbed down by virtue of Cole McGrath got his ass kicked at the very beginning of the game, but he kept most of his better options that you had
So
to
it-
spend half
that-
the game earning the first time.
That's the justification for losing powers. You got the shit beat out of you.
He sort of got dumped in the ocean, and he's got a massive weakness to water. So yeah, he was pretty damn beat up.
Is he Bruce Willis
Aquaman
from
would be
Unbreakable?
useful.
Is he Bruce Willis from Unbreakable?
I don't know. Does Bruce Willis from Unbreakable have electric powers?
Well, I don't know yet because it kind of really didn't give his powers a chance to flourish.
The only other game that I can think of off the top of my head that keeps all of your your power-ups between sequels is Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie. You have basically everything when you start the second game. I can't think of an awful lot of other games like this that do that. So, you know, I'm well, besides this, which, you know, I'm glad they do that because why shouldn't you have all that stuff? You're Batman. Keep that with you all the time. Seriously.